This is a short video on how to take a six-figure grid reference. Now, a six-figure grid reference is a way of giving a much more precise location of something on a map than a four-figure grid reference. And we'll start with this kind of basic example where I've drawn out one grid square. So the four-figure grid reference for this square is 3552. So going along the corridor, then up the stairs, reading from the bottom left-hand corner. If we had something like this in our square, now this kind of green shape takes up most of the square, so in this case it's fine to give a four-figure grid reference. If I said to you go to 3552 and you went to the square, you'd obviously notice this big this shape here. However, a six-figure grid reference can give us a much more accurate location within this grid square. So here I've got this symbol, it's a P. On a map, a P symbol is for parking, and it's a very small symbol. It doesn't take up the whole square. In this case, we'd want to give a six-figure grid reference. So what we have to do is we have to imagine that this grid square has been broken up into lots more little squares, okay? And these will have numbers as well, going from 1 to 9 along the way, and then 1 to 9 from the bottom to the top. Now this lets me then give a six-figure grid reference, which will take me much more accurately to this specific part within the grid square. The first thing you'd want to do is write out your four-figure grid reference, but leave a space to add an extra number after each one. So we've got 35, and then we've left a space, and we've got 52, and then we've left a space. Now what we want to do is after the 35 is have a look and see how far along is this P symbol in our square, and in this case it's about 3 along. So we'd add a 3 after our 35. We then want to work out how far up is this P symbol in our square, and if we follow these we see that it is 7 along, so 5 to 7. And that's how we turn a four-figure grid reference into a six-figure grid reference. Now we'll do some more examples. In this example, this is one big grid square, so the four-figure grid reference for this would be 1844, and again in this case it has been broken up into these smaller grids for you. So our square can be found at 187448, just as it says up here. And our circle can be found at 185443, just as it says up here. And we'll do a few more examples of that in this example. In this example here, our four-figure grid reference is still 184, but remember we want to give a six-figure grid reference, so it's 183444, and that takes us to the grid square that this star is in. Another example, 18, and in this case it would be 0 because it's still on this line here, and 441 because we've gone about 1 up. One last example on this one. We've got 185, and in this case 440 because it's still on this line here, we haven't moved up 1 yet. Now here we've got a bigger grid square, so these are all individual grid squares as would be more normal on a map. Now on an actual map, those little mini grid squares, the 1 to 9s going along the way and up and down, are not on there, so you have to use your eyes and just judge how far along and how far up you think the symbol or the word you're trying to locate in the map is. So we'll do a few examples of those. So we've got a little star here. It doesn't take up the whole grid square, so we want to give a more precise location to this part of the grid square. First of all, we're going to work out what is our four-figure grid reference for this square, and in this case it is 1645. Now the next thing we need to do is think how far along is this star and how far up is this star. So this star, I would say, is about 162452 if I want to take myself to the centre. Another example, we've got the star here again. Again, we're first going to work out what our four-figure grid reference is. That's 1642, and we're 165428. Okay, it's okay to be one number either side, because obviously there's no actual numbers there to guide you, but you want to be as accurate as possible as you can. In this example here, what's our four-figure grid reference? It's 1845. We're going to go 184455. because I think it's about 4 along and then about 5 up the way. In this example, we've got an actual map. Okay, this is quite zoomed in. So we've got one large grid square seen by these faint blue lines just here. So our 4-figure grid reference to this box is 1971. But we want to take a precise location to, this is actually Forrester High School within this red box. So if we said, oh, you can see Forrester High School at grid reference 1971, that would take someone to be looking in this whole box here. And they might think, this is the school, this is the school, this could be the school, this could be the school, but we want them to point them specifically to this building here. And that is where our 6-figure grid reference really comes in handy. So in this case, we've got 19, and I reckon we're about 5 across. We're about halfway along the box till we get to the school. So 195, and then we're 71. We're going up, I reckon we're about halfway here. So I'm going to say 717. So 195, 717, and that takes me right to where the school is within that box. Last example, we have got a map. We're a little less zoomed in now, so the grid boxes are much smaller, which means we have to adjust how far along and how far up we go when we give our numbers. Say we wanted to point to this building here specifically. First of all, we're going to work out what our 4-figure grid reference is. That's 1867. For the 18, we're then going to see how far along we go. I'm going to say about 6, just over halfway. And for the 67, how far up we go. And I'm going to say 3, a bit less than halfway, which is about here. So our 6-figure grid reference would be 186673.